Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Sleep tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just me. Oh God. Oh my God. Don't you need me like I need you now? Sleep tomorrow. Oh my God, that's so cringy. How are you doing? I guess it is working. I guess it is working. That song has been stuck in my head for so long now. It's whatchamacallit. It's so like in the GFL2 whatchamacallit Discord, they have a command named APT, which is the name of like this Korean song. It's a K-pop song that's also like features Bruno Mars. It's a really catchy song. It's a very good song, but also it's like ridiculously catchy, and so it's been looping in my head like crazy. And not just that, like they have it animated to like a upcoming doll named Yuhi. Yuhi was K2 from GFL1, and uh she's the standard issue rifle of the Korean army, as far as I understand. And yeah, she's she's an idol because obviously like K-pop and all that. And then so like they have an animation of like a chibi Yuhi singing that song, and it's really cute. The song is intensely catchy, and it's just been stuck in my head since forever. That song is quite good and is stuck in my head. The other one is Nasty Dog by Sir Mix-a-Lot, because there's this other animation of Peritia. Peritia. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce her name, but Peritia. And it's like it's a funny animation because she's pretty hot. Let's not sugarcoat things. So she's got like the Onesan build, old busty, curvy, all that kind of stuff. Of but and also a cat girl, so she does like stretches and she'll do like a bunch of cat poses, and it looks a lot looter with her body type. And then so whatchamacallit, she there's someone made an animation where like part of the song it's the part of the song where they're talking about the whole song is basically about like he's chasing after girls, like trying to he's like it's the typical rap artist, like oh trying trying to get all the ladies he can, and he keeps calling them kittens, cats, and then like the lyrics for that part of the song is that they made a Praditia animation for was like back to the cave because she's kind of pretty. I can't stop looking at her to face. That part just like slays me every time because it's such a it's it's clever and funny in a way that's super dirty. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And so those two songs are stuck in my head, and it honestly made me awoken because I listened to the full song, and it awoken me to the fact that Sir Mix-a-Lot was a really good rap artist. It's crazy how talented he is at rapping because that whole song is just like, well, it's a dirty song and it's not wholesome by any stretch of the imagination, and it's really just like him chasing after girls and whatnot. It's the way he raps it is so good, and I think like it's still technically relatively clean in terms of the language itself. Like he doesn't cuss, I don't think. I'm pretty sure he doesn't cuss throughout the entirety of the song. He almost does with that part of the verse. And but like he manages to keep it clean while singing about one of the dirtiest things possible. It's crazy. Related to GFL, that these are barely related to GFL. Mechty is coming along. It took me a while to realize that you actually pronounce the ch in Mechty. So Mechty's coming around, and in celebration, I got some Red Bull. I don't drink energy drinks anymore. I haven't drank energy drinks in a long while, but I wanted to get some Red Bull to make something for her. Hopefully, I remember not liking Red Bull very much, so I hopefully I can actually think of something. If nothing else, we can just sip these and chat about like Mechty, about like the state of GFL two. To be honest, because I'm behind on GFL two, so like I can't speak to it. But I know that Klukai is redonkulously broken. I she's been like sweeping all the maps for me. Um, so that's like I wasn't planning on pulling for her. It turns out because everyone else is pulling for her, I absolutely don't need to pull for her. So I'm staying tight and just gonna borrow other people's Kukai, and I'm gonna and I'll just pull for my own Mechty because I love Mechty. She was so cute in the earlier games when she had that long fluffy hair, which I miss. I really wish they would bring her long fluffy hair back. Despite how good she looks really good with the short hair. But I prefer I prefer the the fluffy hair she used to have. Why couldn't we have both? Yeah, I want to I yeah, I ah ah it yeah, I just want her fluffy hair back. Like I'm selfish. I love the old design so much. And like there's nothing wrong with the new design. I just really like the old design so much. But I have a lot to saved up for her. I did want to try doing something in order to like actually show off the polls. Maybe we could do a gaming stream at some point. I, Given the limited battery life, I just it's gonna be hard to pull that off. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll think of something. And then also today, I just really wanted to talk about the anime Overtake because I finished the anime and oh my god, it was so good. It was so good, and like it's another one of those anime that like I a big reason I was so hooked on it was because the opening theme was so good, and it's like, God damn, this. I want to talk about the opening theme so much too. It's probably going to be a little bit of a short stream, especially if I can't think of a cocktail to make it with Red Bull, but we'll see. I'm going to actually crack one open right now because I need the caffeine. I did pregame a little bit, admittedly. I went to BJ's because I really just wanted some pizza. But, like, I haven't had my coffee. I ended up getting an espresso martini there with extra espresso. And that did alleviate some of my caffeine headache, but not all of it. And so I'm hoping the Red Bull will save me. Ugh, God, that's nasty. Mechty, how do you drink this stuff? It's so gross. What's in this again? God, the caffeine content intense, 114 megs. Not recommended for children, pregnant, nursing women, or persons sensitive to caffeine. Jesus. Carbonated water, sugar, glucose, citric acid, taurine. Right, taurine is what makes it bull. The Red Bull. Natural and artificial flavors, sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda, magnesium carbonate, colors. Just colors. They added colors to this. Caffeine, niacinamide, pyridoxine HCl, vitamin B6, and calcium panthenate and vitamin B12. No idea what exactly that means. I'm guessing the taurine is the thing that's giving me the energy. Well, and obviously the caffeine. Oh, that tastes gross. What even does that taste like? I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can describe this taste. It's not good, and it's not even particularly. I mean, strong in the sense of the flavor profile, and it's obviously quite strong in terms of like the kick it gives you. It is jolting me up immediately, but it's in terms of the flavors, I'm not sure I'm getting much out of this. So whatever we incorporate into this, it can't involve like super strong other flavors because then it would be because then it would be just as kind of bad. I don't know how else to describe it. Like it's well, kind of muted is the word I actually mean to say. Like we can't make anything that's like super forward with its flavor. I already have an idea. We can make a French 75 variant. Oh, we can make a Tom Collins and call it a Mechty. um what would be the prank that Mechty would pull on Klukai? Or maybe someone on Mechty by serving them this drink. That might work because as a French 75 is topped with champagne, a bubbly, and then a Tom Collins is topped with soda water. This is carbonated, so that could probably work. Yeah, you can't go wrong with like lime and well lemon and gin. It already tastes like a lemonade basically. Maybe we can go somewhere in that direction. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. We might as well get started on that though. So let's see. Let's the first. So what was a French 75 again? It was like I actually can just look this up on my own Twitter. Um. Right. The media tab is broken because very smart people thought it would be. Oh, okay. It seems to be working now, or my Twitter hasn't updated that to the update that breaks it, or they fixed it, but it's somehow that feels unlikely. Somehow I don't trust that. Oh my god, some of these old cocktails are super cool. So simple. Yeah, okay, yeah, it was that simple. It was a simple lemon juice and gin. Okay. Did I have any German liqueurs? I don't think I do, but it's a German liqueur of some kind might actually be a nice thing. Well, let's get started anyways. We can probably go from there. We could also like no, using vodka is so cheating. I mean, I might try it with vodka, but that feels like cheating. We'll see. We'll see. Let's get to work on this. Okay, so I would say we do not need much simple syrup. We only need it to balance out the lemon. I want to put a full squeeze of lemon in there though, so I'm thinking like 0. 0.75 ounce of simple syrup. 2 to 1 simple syrup, as always. Ignore the fact that this is a Smith and Cross bottle. This is just simple syrup. It was an empty Smith and Cross bottle that I put simple syrup into. Lemon. Let me go grab a lemon real fast. Not the sexiest lemon, but doesn't need to be. It just needs to fill my shaker. Oh my god, it's too big. Okay. Just so it doesn't interfere with my tracking. This is a relatively big lemon. This is gonna end up relatively lemony. If I were being more strict, I would say like you want to measure out exactly 1 ounce for like the balance. But I never measure out my lemons because squeezing a lemon part way just feels wrong to me, feels wasteful. So I don't really measure my lemon juice or my lime juice when I fresh squeeze it, but you should. You really should. I just don't. And then so I do like a Cory. A Cory is a relatively subtle gin. I can't use absinthe. Absinthe would definitely cover up the Red Bull. I think Mechty in Russian means sleep. So maybe something related to sleep would be good. I'm not sure what that would be though. All alcohols are depressants, so it could be anything really. Ooh, ooh. What if we So if this is supposed to be her battery, what if we put like some matcha in it? So like a lot of what he has is her whole deal is that she's always sleepy, but then when she's amped up, when she's ready to go, when she drinks her Red Bull, she she becomes like this hyper badass and like can own a whole squad of Varjagers by herself. Maybe maybe we lean into that and like we can put matcha in it. She she is like green tinged, right? Like the she has like a green colorant to her. Let me look at her again. She is kind of green, but I'm not 100% sure. Hmm. Hmm. Oh God. Okay. So. I did notice that the other side is lagging quite a bit. Let me. I'm gonna test something to see if like this helps it a little bit. Oops. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, yeah. We saved it. We saved it. So far we've put 0.75 ounce of 2-to-1 simple and 1 lemon in there. I will estimate that that's 1 ounce of lemon juice, but I think it's way more given how big our lemon was. And we're still trying to decide. Yeah, fuck it. We'll just do a Corey. A Corey's pretty standard for me because it's like a classic anime thing. Toki maybe. Toki would be interesting. A Toki Collins. Bullet maybe. That feels like it would make sense for like a GFL character. So time or the bullets. The G11 is a very fancy gun that uses caseless bullets, so maybe we could go with like bullets. A Kori is just Japanese and weeby, so I could always use that. Um, okay, let's just us fuck around, find out. We're experimenting here for fun, so we might as well have fun with it. Yeah, ah I really want to try the matcha thing, but I'm not sure what else to put with it. So either that or because we're putting in the Red Bull anyways, maybe we can put the maybe we can just put Midori for the color. I haven't used Midori in a hot minute, so that might be nice. I could always put absinthe. I'm always a fan of absinthe. Matcha or hmm. Man, if I had green chartreuse, that would actually make it quite easy. The bullet's really calling to me. I'm gonna put bullets in it. Let's just see how this works. So 2 ounces of bullet bourbon. And then we just shake this, right? Yeah, we shake it. Probably just 12 seconds. Forgot something. I started this off as a French 75, but I think I want to do it like a Tom Collins, except we made it with whiskey. I you do make it with the ice in it, right? I think so. I don't think you do it with the ice. You or this glass is just too small because you're supposed to top it with it. Yeah. Okay. Let's try that again, but actually strain it. Crazy high wash line. I think there's a lot of lemon juice. And then we top off with our touring drink. There we go. Mechty's battery part one, or Mechty's battery part version one. That's not well stirred. Hmm. Hmm. Oh jeez. Okay. Just need to check something. Sorry. All right. Mechty's battery. It's not great, but it's like mostly Red Bull flavored. So the bullet isn't doing much. Red Bull cocktails, oh boy, oh yeah, oh yeah. So did you follow GFL2 at all, NJ? I'm doing it because of Mechty, the new character that's coming out soon. The sleepy girl with the fluffy hair. I really like her. She was one of my favorite characters in GFL 1. Not that I knew any lore about anyone because I played in a language I didn't understand, but she was really cute. And the more I learn about her, the more relatable she gets. And so I was like, ooh, let's see if we can make stuff out of Red Bull. I don't think I can. I don't think I'm gonna have a ton of success with any of these cocktails, but it was mostly an excuse to drink Red Bull for my caffeine fix, and then also, just yap about stuff. This was gonna be more of a just chatting stream than it was gonna be a real like cocktail stream. This isn't horrible, but it just feels like a bad like I don't like mixer spirit cocktails where it's just like rum and coke, whiskey and coke type thing, and that's sort of what this is. It's like you're watering down a good whiskey with Red Bull because you can't handle whiskey. Like the bullet's in there, and the bullet is doing stuff, and then it has that like sweet sour element from the lemon and the sugar. But yeah, I don't think this is particularly good. And I it immediately makes me think like oh, I don't think there is a way to make it good. Red Bull cocktail, which is fine. Like that's the ultimate goal here is to just hang out and make drinks and be excited for Mechty, be excited about, like, there's actually an anime I've been watching, and I guess we can start talking about it now that you're here. Have you ever heard of a anime called Overtake? It is it's a weird one, not because it's weird for any realistic reason. Um, well, for like because it's a bizarre show, but it's because it's so realistic. It's about Overtake is about Japanese F4, Formula 4. And I've been way into Formula 1 lately. Like, oh god, I was at like Curie Kilovolt's watch along for the Japanese Grand Prix, and fucking nothing happened. Legitimately nothing happened. It was such a boring race. I mean, some races are gonna be like that, so it's unfortunate, but like some races are like that, but it's you live for the good ones. Unfortunately, there's not much to say about Suzuka. Unfortunately, just sad because it's such a historic track. Anyways, yeah. So I'm deeply into Formula One, and then so like Formula One podcast I listen to, Shift F1. Oh, you don't hear BGM? Yeah, I should actually turn that on. I'm intentionally not using BGM anymore because uh, when I when I send my VODs to my editor, like I didn't I didn't want to put BGM anymore because of the fact that BGM like the BGM would break every time like he cuts something up, and so it creates a pretty awkward YouTube video. And on YouTube you can't separate audio tracks like you can on Twitch. Because of the nature of this stream, I don't really care. I'm just gonna put the BGM for you guys, and it'll be fun. Ugh. Because we're mostly just chatting. I really need to burp, but it's not coming out. There we go. I out. Alright. So Shift F1 is this Formula One podcast, and they do a really good job. They just basically cover races. They'll talk about it like every interesting detail. Even in a boring race, they'll be like, okay, there's this happened, and then like this team tried to do this strategy and it didn't work, and that's why they remain stuck instead of making any moves, and then this and that, or like interesting radio messages because Formula One drivers can be really fiery, etc., etc. What they also do is for their Patreon, and I should probably try subscribing to their Patreon, especially for Overtake, because it turns out I love Overtake so much. We'll eventually get to the point of the anime I'm watching. Because what they do on Patreon is they have patron exclusive episodes to cover various various media about cars. So it can be racing documentaries like the Senna documentary, or like Drive to Survive, or actual like racing documentaries. Also, they'll review stuff like cars. They'll review stuff like Italian Job. They don't really take it super seriously. They'll just watch a movie or show that's about cars in some very general sense, and then review it as their Patreon exclusive episode. But what really caught my ear was they started talking about this anime called Overtake, and they were like, they're not anime watchers. They're like very much like pretty normie compared to everyone else. Like they're not really attached to the anime community at all. But they got into an anime called Overtake because Overtake is this really interesting and realistic view on Japanese F4, and it's super detailed because it as early as episode 1 they're talking about like tire strategy, and they're talking about it's blue flags because the main character is like part of this small team that like barely has any money, so they're sadly it is a rich get richer type of sport where like the good teams get all the sponsors, win races, which gives them more prize money and more opportunities for sponsors. So they tend to, the best ones tend to stay ahead because they get so much opportunities to make money, whereas like the backmarker teams remain backmarker teams because they can't win anything, and because they can't win anything, no one really wants to sponsor them. And then because they have no money, they can't afford to keep improving their prospects. And then so like you learn about blue flags, and like one of the guy in the top team calls the backmarker team, which is the main characters, Mr. Chicane. A chicane is like a series of turns, and a short series of turns at low speed, and it's because, as you know, he's so slow that he's might as well be a chicane, and like they have a little bit of a rivalry going on throughout the show, and it's cool. It's like they were talking about it and they were really excited about this anime because it was like, ooh, a realistic look at Japanese F4 and like all that. It's really cool. So I started watching it and it's super good. First of all, as always, I got into it and the opening theme song is like really nice and awesome. I don't know the lyrics yet. I kind of want to learn how to sing it. I kind of want to learn how to play it on guitar too. Like I haven't practiced guitar in a hot minute. This is inspiring me to get back into practicing guitar because it's such a nice beat. It's like na, 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 na. And it's like it's so like flowy. It's so like like it has this like flow to it that's so beautiful, but it's sort of like a race car, and so like it like going through the turn so perfectly, and it's a lot of action shots of like the characters taking pictures of the characters like practicing of like racing on the track as like the song crescendos, and the final thing as it's like easing out into the outro is you see just as the main character driving his white car with no sponsors on it in a straight line and just enjoying the feeling of wind on his face as he drives by, and it's so cool. It's such a nice sound. It's both a nice sounding song, but also has like a really nice sort of like rhythm to it that makes that feels like stuff is happening, action's happening. It's so that's awesome. And then so the story of the show is that you're following Komaki Motor. So two big storylines. You're following Komaki Motors, which is I won't say the worst team on this Japanese F4 grid, but they are the least well-off team. They barely have any money. They can barely can barely participate in F4, but they're doing it to support this 16-year-old kid, Haruka, fulfill his dream of being a professional driver, because as his late father, who very tragically died in an accident while racing, was as a great driver, and he wanted to follow in his footsteps. So they're scrapping together everything they can to do it. And then alongside that, this journalist who at the start of the show, he's like a very anxious journalist. He seems to struggle with taking pictures, and then you learn why later on in the show, and it kind of intertwines, and like their stories like overlap as they help each other. So what happens is like this journalist, well, not really journalist, photographer, like is going to a race, and it's his first time taking pictures of cars, and then he just stumbles upon the F4 paddock, and then he meets a bunch of the drivers. He meets one of his old acquaintances who is the team principal, which is basically to say the boss, the head manager of the best team in F4. And then so like, oh, his that the team manager, the team principal dude, like introduces him to F4, explains the basics, introduces them to the drivers and like in their car, and like kind of humble bragging about his special his about how special his team is, like, oh, we got the best drivers, we got the best car, etc. And then he stumbles upon Komaki Motors, and then so like one of the drivers is showing them around, and then they pass by Komaki Motors and where Haruka's team is, the backmarker team, and like the top team guy and Komaki and Haruka from Komaki Motors clash. They're like arguing with each other. And it's like, oh, hey, Mr. Chicane. It's like, dude, I got out of your way. They stopped calling me that. And it's like just us arguing with each other, debating about each other. And then like you get more of the backstory, and then like the photographer gets really interested in Komaki Motors because he just saw Bel Soriso is the name of the top team. Bel Soriso has such like crazy resources. They have stacks upon stacks of tires. They have like computers calculating the weather and all these different sets of data. And then you have Komaki Motors, who literally have nothing but the car inside of their tent. And then so, what's up, Hack Controller? Right now we're just talking about Overtake, an anime I'm really into. And then so he gets really interested in how am I doing? Caffeinating right now. I didn't have my morning coffee, and I'm trying to get off of Red Bull. And then so we're making Red Bull cocktails for the release of Mechty, who is a gacha character who's coming out soon that I really like. But also, like, I really just wanted to talk about a certain anime, which Overtake, like I said. It's about Japanese F4. Sorry for yapping so much about this. I'm sure no one cares, but I'm just like I was so into this show that I just really needed to spill my thoughts to someone. It's so you meet him, and then the race finally begins. Like, okay, they're in the paddock because they're all saying up. It's like, okay, Bel Soriso is like tuning their car, reading the data, meeting with their drivers to talk about strategy and whatnot. Komaki is just doing the best they can. They're like, oh, it might rain, but it might not. I'm not sure. And then like the and then just talking about the tires, and it's like, oh yeah, that felt good. I think you can do it today, Haruka. And they're just giving him like words of encouragement because that's all they can really do. And then so like the photographer finishes up his tour, and it's like, okay, that's really interesting. And then so he starts talking about he starts talking with the team principal of Komaki Motors, and like he tells his backstory, and then like the race begins, and they're like rooting hard for him. It's like, "Ganbare, Haruka-chan, ganbare!" And then just as Haruka's doing good, he's like slicing through the field. He's managed to get himself up into 10th place, or aka the points, because in F1 at least, I'm not sure how it works for other formulas, but like only the top 10 score points. So the fact that he gets into the top 10 at all is really something. But then as he's about to turn in, like his wheels explode, and so he doesn't even get to finish the race, and it's just a very disappointing result. And like he tries to play it cool, and he gets it back to the paddock, and it's like yeah, just like these things happen. I'll get him next time and whatnot. But then he goes off into the corner, like off into like a between some trailers, and he just has a cry. He just is bawling his eyes out and is crying and is totally not just really laying out his emotions where he thinks no one can see them. The photographer sees him and like sneakily takes a photo of him, and it's like a really poignant image that really gets jump started on his career. And then you learn how significant this is, because later on it turns out he hadn't taken a picture of another person for like years, because he's traumatized from a certain photo he took a long time ago. And so, like, he takes this poignant image of Komaki Morris. He's so inspired by Haruka that he's like, oh, I want to help you guys. I'm going to try to get you guys a sponsor. And, like, he manages to get them a sponsor. They actually have money. Haruka turns out to be, like, this godly driver. Like, typical anime bullshit, right? The main character is some unknown with unlimited potential. And so, like, he's actually doing well. He's still only finishing, like, 6th place, 8th place, 4th place. But, you know, like if you know Wheel, if you know how hard it is to be a race car driver, like, it's still very impressive to be anywhere near the front, even if you're not literally 1st place, 2nd place, like the top team is. The top team is always finishing 1st and 2nd place. And they're, like, a common rival throughout the series. And like, and then you get into the struggles of like, okay, you learn about his trauma, you learn that like the controversial image he took. So like their sponsorship gets pulled because it turns out the reason why he hasn't taken pictures of human beings for a long time, and frankly he's blacklisted from like journalistic stuff in general, is because he took a picture of a little girl who, right at the moment she died, like right before she died because of a tidal wave, if he took a picture of a girl right before she was about to drown, and then that news story like blew up on the internet, and like he was chastised for it. It's like, how could you do that? Why did you take a picture of her instead of trying to save her? Like, what's wrong with you? And derped out for a minute. You eventually learned he took that photo completely by accident. Like he was like just a regular photographer taking pictures for like news outlets, and then big. I think it was a real life earthquake that was devastating in Japan. An earthquake happened that devastates a city, and he's just taking pictures of the city so like people can understand, like, dude, this is happening, this is real life, this fucked up a city. And so like he's taking pictures, and then he notices in his viewfinder, like literally earlier that day he had met with this little girl and his grandpa and her grandpa, and like just a happy family looking at each other, just very wholesome and nice, as like they talk about, it's like, oh yeah, you got some nice pictures of the workers and this guy and that guy and the architecture, and I hope people will remember our town for what it was, thanks to your story. And then this devastating earthquake happens. He sees the little girl like running away from the tidal wave and so scared, and like at the moment before or the tidal wave hits her and kills her, she's looking directly at the camera with like this terrified face. He's like saying like, help me. And then like just out of reflex, he accidentally hits the shutter and takes a picture. But he himself was traumatized by that vision, and he couldn't go and help because like he wanted to run into the town to try to save people, but then like people were telling him, no, you idiots, you're gonna die too if you're down there. And then so he was just, like I said, taking pictures of the devastation to try to like get in the newspaper so people understand how tragic everything is. And like the fact that he has that trauma with him, why it's so hard for him to take pictures of people, is why like he started rooting for Komaki Motors, is why he started rooting for Haruka, because like he inspires hope in him again. He inspires this young driver just doing his best, trying to take photos of trying to take photos of the races and everything he's doing, like has helped him bring back his love of photography and wanting to help him do his best so he can cheer him on when he finally gets on the podium, which is to say top 3, and all that kind of stuff. And then Haruka himself is like improving as a driver. Like when he finally gets a sponsorship, he gets to practice more and he's actually getting top 10 over and over again. And then when he loses the sponsorship, it's like, okay, they're back to square one. They're getting 16th place, 20th place. They're bad again. They're frankly a bad team again. But it's like he understands what it's like now. His racecraft is improved. He will put in some top 12s. He will sometimes sneak into the top 10. He's improving so much as he can, to the point that he gets invited to the top team, Belsoriso, because one of the drivers gets injured. And that's an important plot point too, which I'll get to. And he turns out to be a star driver when he's on the top team, but he decides not to race for them. He decides, no, I want to stay in Komaki Motors. And then everything he learned from the top team is like, oh, okay, the weather matters. There's specific ways to like manage my tire dag. There's specific ways to save 2/10 on a lap. There's specific ways to I've learned how to visualize the laps so that I can practice even without driving, etc. And then so like everything he learned without the technology Belsoriso has, he's learned to internalize. And then by the end of the show, even in Komaki Motors, when he finally gets sponsorship from like the rest of the town who's just trying to support him, he manages to win a race and it's super exciting. But then like from the other side of it, like Belsoriso aren't the bad guys. They're the main rival, but they aren't bad guys. The team principal is a friend of both Komaki Motors, the team principal, and the photographer dude. So they're close and they share stories. It just happens that Belsoriso is also trying to race them, so therefore like they're rivals on the track, but side by side they're still friends. And that's kind of the key thing of the whole show. I guess once I'll get to that point, but I did want to I feel like I've been leaving Hack Controller hanging. Well, from that point, remember the other day when you were talking about anime girls? Well, from that point on Twitter, it started showing me a lot of cosplayers on the feed of that game. Nice. Oh man, which one was I even talking about? Was it GFL or was it like something else? Because I've been commenting a lot on like GFL posts lately, like a Blue Archive, GFL, Nikkei. I've been talking about a lot, so I'm sure like I've been liking and commenting on a bunch of like GFL2 posts and whatnot. So I'm sure, yeah, you've been seeing a lot of cosplay of that. It's hilarious. A certain tweet I saw was like, GFL2 is becoming so popular that actual women are cosplaying as Leva, which is hilarious because UMP 45 now named Leva, was one of the most popular characters in GFL 1. And she's like this really cool tactical girl. She's also very trendy too. She has a scar on her eye, but she's really pretty regardless. And she wears like a really cool jacket and body armor, but then she also wears like really cute clothes sometimes as her alternate outfits, like a really nice, pretty, elegant dress, and then like a pretty cute like scarf and like casual outfit situation. She's a very pretty girl. The main thing is that she's flat chested. In fact, they play into this a lot. Like they literally have a piece of merch which is a cutting board that is shaped like her, designed like her. And then they also have they made a mouse pad of her recently where it's completely flat. So there's like, you know how oppai mouse pads, they have like the boobs, the booba is like squishy so that you can use it as wrist support. Or they made one, but it's completely flat like a normal mouse pad. They don't have any bump to it. It's just a completely flat mouse pad because she's flat. And the thing about like the cosplay community for GFL is the fact that like because she's flat, she's a very accessible cosplay for males. And so wait, what? A cutting board? Yeah, exactly. They literally made a cutting board of this character because she's so flat. It's because she's flat chested, it's actually a very accessible character to cosplay, especially for males. And so there are a ton of cosplays of UMP 45, now named Leva, and by and large, almost to the point of almost to the point where it's like universal. Damn near every UMP 45 cosplayer has been a male. So it's a dude in a wig and like the costume, and like it has become sort of a rite of passage for new UMP 45 fans to like really thirst for a cosplayer who turns out to be a male. And it's getting to the point that like GFL 2 is becoming so popular that like now there are actual females cosplaying as Leva, and now GFL fans are like conflicted. They're confused now because it's like, oh, they're so well adjusted to the idea that, oh, it's a Leva cosplayer, they must be male. But then it turns out that like some of them are actually female. There's one female cosplayer for GFL who had to put a post, and it's her pinned post. And it's like, I had to change my username because people keep thinking I'm a guy. Sorry fellows, I don't have a penis. And it was so funny, just the fact that like your people are so trained at this point to assume that a UMP 45 cosplayer is male is just so funny. In addition to the fact that, you know, there's just really good cosplayers in general nowadays for like all the characters, like Klukai, like Mechty, like there was one Hoxie cosplayer that was really good. Won't reveal who that is, but I know them. Yeah, it's just hilarious. And yeah, it's really gotten me into cosplay too, just because it's like it's cool just to see like all these people like dressing up. It seems like a lot of fun. Anyways, back to Overtake. So a key thing about Overtaking, like its realism element, is that, so like I mentioned, the big rival of the series, Balsariso, the top team in F4, they're good friends with the backmarker team of Komaki Mars. They're good friends with the photographer. Like everyone knows each other in the paddock, and maybe they have some rivalries. Like the second driver in Balsariso doesn't like Haruka, but then the first driver in Balsariso is like really proud of Haruka every time he does well. It's like, oh my god, you're doing well. If only this and that, and you could be fighting us someday. And it's like, and he's not being sarcastic. He's being genuine. Like, there's an episode where they're running together and like they're just chatting it up, and then like the top driver for Balsariso, so the best driver in F4, is like this really hyperactive, happy dude, and he seems like such an anime character for sure. He seems like the overly extroverted, friends with everyone, like popular guy. The thing you have to know about like top drivers is that they are anime characters. If you watch Drive to Survive, if you watch Formula One for more than just the races, like you watch their interactions off stream, you watch off the racetrack, you watch their interactions in like YouTube videos and like other fun stuff that the drivers do off outside of the racetrack, they're all such big personalities in some way or another, to the point that they feel fake. Like, they are such anime characters. The main character is basically Daniel Ricciardo, just this endlessly happy-go-lucky, like endlessly extroverted dude who's friends with everyone. Everyone likes them. The ladies want to be with him. Just like everyone absolutely loves Daniel Ricciardo. And this guy, the top driver at Balsariso is basically Daniel Ricciardo. And then you have like these crazy like, I would say like Lando Norris now is what Haruka is, because Haruka is like all in on improving his racecraft. Just, how can I be 2/10 better? How can I improve here and here? And it's like, oh, I need to learn to manage. Like, literally, he's so self-critical and always doing it to the point like he feel like, obviously he literally is an anime character, Haruka, but like Lando Norris is an anime character and he's a real life person, because it's just like he's so obsessed with being just a little bit better, just a little bit better, just a little bit better. And then like everyone's friends. Like Max Verstappen and Lando Norris are like hardcore rivals. They will race each other so hard on the racetrack, to the point of like kind of yelling at each other. It's like, oh, he pushed me off. No, he pushed me off. Oh, dude almost crashed into me. He's so dangerous. And they're like yelling each other off in the radio as they're like racing each other so hard and nearly crashing into each other, and sometimes have crashed into each other. They're best friends in real life. They hang out with each other all the time. They laugh and play video games together. Max Verstappen and Lando Norris are besties in real life. They are just hardcore rivals on the racetrack. And then so like that's an important thing. It's just like in Overtake, like everyone is everyone's friend, and that's kind of true in real life too. Like there aren't like comic bad guy rivals in these racing circles. They're all friends, or they're all acquainted in some way, and like no one's truly trying to screw each other over. They're just racing, you know. They'll keep to themselves, and they are gonna be rivals on track, and they are gonna keep secrets from one another, but there's no animosity. They are just trying their best. And some people's best is way better than others. Balsariso is lapping the field with everyone, whereas like Komaki Mors can barely get off the starting line sometimes. But like everyone's just trying their best. And they even like at some point while Sanada-kun, I forget his name, unfortunately. But the top driver in Belsery, so he does get injured at some point because he crashes during a rainy race. It was a big they make a huge deal of it in the story because he gets badly injured. He like breaks his leg, he breaks his arm. It's like he has a panic attack. It's fucked up, honestly. Like they focus so much on like how much it fucked him up mentally, not just physically but mentally. Like, oh, he has like the dead stare that the little girl had. So like in that race, the photographer was taking pictures of the race, and when he tried to take a picture after the crash, Harunaga looked up at him and gave him the same look that the little girl did before she died. In his case, he survived, but he was having like a panic attack, like, oh god, am I gonna die? And like it was fucked up. It was like a really traumatic event, and it's because he's aware of how cutthroat driving is, because this happens in Formula 1. It definitely happens in the lower divisions of Formula 2, 3, and 4. If you're not fast, they will cut you loose. If you miss time due to injury, you could be cut loose if you're not good enough immediately after recovering from your injury. And so like while he's in the hospital, while he's trying to keep up his happy-go-lucky attitude, he's like, oh, thanks for visiting. And yeah, you're too kind. No, man, I'm gonna get better. I'll be fine. Like when he has a vulnerable moment, like with his the childhood friend of the mechanic is a big fangirl of him, and so like she visits him often and like tries to talk to him and has more real conversations with him, as opposed to him just trying to be like extrovert to everyone. He's finally opening up, and it's like, yeah, I really need to get back on that racetrack. I don't want to lose my seat. I'm so scared to lose my seat, and just like, you know, being real about the cutthroat nature of driving, despite the fact that he was the best driver in F4 by a lot. Like, he's being very real. Like, I hope this injury doesn't ruin my career. I want to be an F1 driver someday, but I'm running out of time. And like, he's being so real, he's being so vulnerable, and he's like, yeah, James Hunt like was a legendary driver, but he had so much good luck, and I don't know if I have the luck anymore. And then like he had to be reminded of his biggest rival, Niki Lauda. Niki Lauda had a big crash, injured him. Niki Lauda himself was also terrified of never being able to race again. You know what he did? He recovered from his injury, and immediately after recovering from his injury, won the F1 World Championship, the most prestigious driver award you can ever get. And then so he was reminded, oh, I should be more like Niki Lauda, not James Hunt. And so like there's cool stories like that too, because as he comes back, like you can tell he's clearly injured. He's clearly slower than he usually is, but he's still trying his best. Like it hurts him so much. Like you get a lot of scenes from his perspective, and as he's driving, it's like, oh god, fuck, it hurts, because you know he's recovering from broken ribs. He's recovering from a broken leg. His arm is still not as strong as it used to be, and so needing to maintain that confidence despite having injured himself so badly, and recovering that confidence after having a legit panic attack over his crash is just like inspiring in its own way too. And there's just a lot of just cool storylines that are very, very realistic to how professional drivers think IRL. And so it's such a good anime, both in terms of like, it was an awesome story. It was like this cool rags to riches story about Haruka. It was a cool story about confronting your trauma with the photographer. It was a great one of like acknowledging and exceeding your limits with the top driver, and just so many cool storylines. for the show itself that also have, in a broader sense, and like match in real life. Like, you watch Drive to Survive, you watch these drivers in their home life, you watch the relationships they have and how they race on track and how they work to improve themselves. It's exactly like the way drivers think IRL. It's not in anime. Like anime tends to exaggerate things for, entertainment effect. Like anime is anime, it's fiction, it's fun. Like they should exaggerate things to make sure it's like fun to watch and stuff. But like, it's Overtake is such a realistic view of what being a driver is like that it actually is like, drivers are crazy people. Like, professional drivers are crazy people. They are like anime characters, and therefore like there's no way to like exaggerate what this anime does, and it's awesome in that sense. Ugh. Sorry, I went so off on Overtake, but it was such a good show. Like, I legit am like watching so much stuff. I'm watching like Amagi Brilliant Park. I'm watching like Mizaki-chan. I'm watching Mayochiki. I'm watching all sorts of stuff I've been wanting to watch. But like, I got hooked on Overtake recently just because it was like so gripping and so like But I'm super into F1 right now, and so like I'm watching a show about F4 that was so realistic, so cool, and had its own cool storyline that also ties in realistically to like real life F1 was just so awesome. And like, I just really needed to yap about that. Remember, everyone on the internet is a dude until contrary evidence. So true, so true. And the GFL community is at the point where it's like, okay, it's fine. It's fine. I will be horny for a dude anyways. Oh man, we barely even talked about Mechty and like, yeah, we barely even talked about Mechty and that sort of, and her sort of stuff. We're talking more about Overtake than we did Mechty. There isn't much to say, for me at least, because I have it. Bleh. Yeah. I haven't kept up with the story, unfortunately. I'm trying. I've been bum rushing the story right now, even to the cost of my other Gacha games. I've not logged into Blue Archive or Nikkei in some time. But I'm trying to get caught up on GFL. I know that I'm excited for Mechty because I have some attachment from her from the old game. Oh man, that animation, dude. That new animation that someone did. Apparently that was from a legit Ruby animator. Like, they did Ruby, like the official Ruby thing, not some fan made work, like official Ruby season 3 or 4. They animated it for one season, and like, they were just this godly animator. They quit Ruby. They do a lot of fan animations, apparently for Genshin or whatnot. Admittedly, I'm just not into Hoyo games in general, but it's like they did a fucking good ass GFL 2 one with Klukai and Mechty, and it's so good. It's really fucking good. And so that's where the thumbnail comes from, and it's just like really cool. And so, like, especially with Mechty coming out soon, that's why I really wanted to do this thing with the Red Bull. Maybe we can try something else. Perhaps we can try a French 75 variant, but I'm not 100% sure. I genuinely can't imagine there will be a good cocktail for Red Bull. I don't even have Jägermeister, which people assume. I've tried a Jaeger bomb. It's one, it's not very good. Two, it's not nearly as strong as anyone thinks. Anyone who thinks Jaeger is strong is a baby, by the way. It's someone told me how to drink. How to drink described it as like sweet absinthe. I don't even think that. In fact, let me actually look. I think I might have some. Give me a sec. Yeah, I do remember getting some Jaeger because Syntheon is a VTuber I really like, DJ VTuber. She drinks a lot of Jägermeister, very unfortunately, and I did try to make a cocktail for her which involved Jägermeister. The issue is I think this stuff sucks. But she just slams bottles and bottles of these, and like, god damn it, I need to make her a good cocktail one of these days. Okay, today it's giving me sweet absinthe vibes, but yeah, it truly isn't that strong at all. Master Jägermeister say Wolfenbüttel German. Okay, maybe we do. Maybe the Mechty cocktail is some kind of Jaeger bomb because this is a German spirit. He's a German spirit, and the G11 is a German gun. Okay, maybe we do have something here, but it can't just be a Jaeger bomb. One, because I don't actually know the spec of a Jaeger bomb, but also two, I don't particularly think this is very good. Oh, there we go. Yeah. You know what this reminds me of? Diet Coke. And I love Diet Coke. It tastes like slightly weird Diet Coke to me. That's all it tastes like, and it's not even that strong. What is the proof on this? Yeah, 35%. It's not even a foolproof spirit. Like, foolproof spirits are 40%. Foolproof spirits are 40%, and then they also have much stronger, like, unique notes. This is just like an absinthe liqueur that is not even like a particularly good absinthe. Yeah. I guess it's closer to like a chartreuse variant. It's not that good, but we'll see. I mean, to be frank, Mechty does drink Red Bull. I'm pretty sure she drinks it for the caffeine content because she can't be drinking this for the taste. I can't imagine she's drinking this for the taste. It's just that it gives her a burst of energy with all the caffeine in it. So maybe it doesn't necessarily need to taste good. It just needs to be powerfully caffeinated. So what can we do here? So what do we know about Mechty? She is a... Actually, let us look her up. Mechty. Wow, there's some sussy images coming out right away. Oh, that was so funny. That was a funny tweet. This is Mechty. Mechty never runs when she can walk. She never she never walks when she can stand. She never stands when she can sit. She never sits when she can lay down. She never lays down when she can sleep. Mechty understands the importance of rest and energy conservation. Be more like Mechty. Oh my goodness. Oh, where's the official one for Mechty? Oh, here we go. Here's the official for Mechty. Well, the official account. So let's see. No, that's a skill introduction. That's her keys. Here we go. So the Goddess of Sleep. Goddess of Sleep is a hell of a title. Goddess of Sleep. Take it easy, live in the moment. Suddenly energetic and bursting with power. Yes, it's me, the ever-patient and ever-resourceful Mechty. Commander, my luggage should have arrived before me, right? Okay, I don't know how exactly I want to approach a Mechty cocktail with this. Actually, maybe... What color is this even? Maybe we can do something with like matcha. Mechty. Oh god, that's brown as fuck. It's brown as fuck. Right, that was my problem with making the Syntheon cocktail, was because this is brown as fuck. It's I couldn't make it change color because it was just so brown that like when I tried to put blue curacao in this, it just turned it green, which is kind of nasty. How do I want to do this then? So, 1 ounce of a Jaeger, top with the Red Bull. I don't want to just wholesale steal from Greg, is the thing too. Lime, that might introduce some bitterness I don't like. Ooh, some bitters would be good. So, I think just straight up Angostura. So like Jaeger Angostura. Jaeger with Angostura. That might be something. Our appointment to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Jaeger Angostura. Probably some sweetness, so we'll need to put like a 1/4 to 1/2 ounce of simple. Some rum maybe? We need a base spirit of some kind. Maybe we can do some weird sort of like Corpse Survivor type of thing with like gin and Jaeger. We can do a last word actually. We could definitely do a last word. So it's like, ooh, Red Bull as the sweetener. Probably not. But we can. Jaeger is the herbal. Jaeger is the herbal. She does like coffee, don't she? Like maybe I can put famous last words. Oh god. Curse, that would be nice. Jaeger lemon. Am I cooking too hard? Jaeger lemon curse, Kahlua bullet. Let's try that. Let's fuck around and find out. Why don't we? Give me a sec. Let me grab some glassware. We have huge lemons and we have tiny lemons. So we are not consistent at all. Actually, I need to wash out the shaker tin. So just give me a minute or two to clean out the shaker tins. Okay. I should have filled this up with whatchamacallit, with ice, but okay. One one lemon. These lemons are so tiny compared to the other ones. Like, this is probably not going to be enough lemon juice. The other one's too much lemon juice. This is not going to be enough lemon juice. Doing a last word then. So, Kahlua, that's probably cooking too hard. Just in case, I'm gonna just go a half. Oh god, I'm out of Demerara syrup. It's fine. We can do. Yeah, it's fine. We can do half an ounce of simple. Let's do half an ounce of simple syrup. There was an episode I wanted to try where I wanted to do simple syrup, 1-to-1 simple syrup versus regular 2-to-1 simple syrup, both in terms of flavor and in terms of like how long it keeps, because of the fact that like 2-to-1 simple will never go bad on you. 1-to-1 might, and so like we'll make some cocktails at the start and then reconvene in months. It's like, look, my 1-to-1 simple got moldy after a month, and it's like my 2-to-1 still is perfectly fine. Insert her small lemon joke about the kind board girl. Oh god. 1 ounce of Jägermeister. Such a crazy color, that thing. And then 1 ounce of Bullet. 1 ounce of Bullet. There we go. 1 ounce of Bullet. Insert. Do the experiment. Nah. I kind of want to try to get a good drink going here somehow. So I don't want to cook too hard. Give it a good hard shake. No, I meant the experiment of the syrup. Yeah, I would need to make it. So that'll be time consuming. I mean, I have to make Demerara syrup again anyway, so like I can probably do it. It's just that like I would need to have a fresh stock of 2-to-1, and then I would also have to I basically have to restock all my syrups, and I'm not sure I would have the resources for that. That is a crazy ass color. I swear to God, the color of this mofo is just... It's unpleasant, so let's just put it that way. That is so unappealing looking. I probably should have mixed this in, but it's probably going to mix in anyways. And now I'm going to add at least 2 dashes of Angostura bitters to this. Because I do think it would improve that. Do it. I definitely want to try it. It was one of the experiments I really wanted to try, so we'll do that eventually, but might not be soon unless I can really get going on my getting caught up with my syrups. I'm honestly running low on a lot of stuff in my bar. And then top with Red Bull. That's the last of this bottle, but I don't want to open the second bottle just to fully top it off. And that's a fine wash line anyways. The last battery is what I'm going to call this one. That's not the worst. That ain't bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. Whoa, spilled a little bit. Yeah. The Red Bull does kind of mess it up. But like, in terms of the drink itself, like you get that sweet sour mix that's always good. That blends well with the whiskey. And then like the Jägermeister imparts its herbs without overpowering it. The Red Bull does kind of overpower that good mixture though. I'll tell you what, I'm very caffeinated now that I've had a full bottle of Red Bull. This ain't bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. Yeah, I think I need a stronger sweetener. Maybe if I used maraschino would have worked. Maybe curacao would have worked. Maybe Midori. I'm not sure Midori would change the color. But yeah, there's potential in this drink. And it kind of proves the last word formula very well. We might do an episode talking about the last word formula too. But like, this as a last word variant is quite good actually. Well, not quite good. Passable. But considering what's in it, quite good. Yeah. Because I was expecting this to be bad, but this is actually like not bad. Yeah, there's like decent complexity to it. Jägermeister is not particularly good, but like you get the best parts out of the Jägermeister. The Bully I've always thought was like a lesser version of Old Grandad, which is my favorite whiskey. So a lesser Old Grandad is actually quite good. And then just the simple syrup and the lemon. I needed a bigger lemon, and therefore I could have put more sweetener in it, but I think I would still want a bolder sweetener, like a either elderflower liqueur or maraschino. Let me just yeah, maybe maraschino. And let me taste test the elderflower liqueur real fast. I did actually think about an elderflower liqueur episode, but then Mechty came out, and then we we didn't end up doing the elderflower liqueur thing because this thing has a nickname: bartender's ketchup. You add this to any cocktail, and it will probably taste good. It's like putting ketchup on any. So I don't like ketchup actually, but like I know lots of people like ketchup, and you can put ketchup on damn near. For those people, you can put ketchup on damn near anything, and it will add something to it. Yeah, I think maraschino. This would improve it. This is really good, but I think maraschino instead of simple syrup would definitely make this drink like not just passable but pretty decent. But yeah, the last battery. I might try this again after the stream. I'll do a last battery with some maraschino liqueur and post it on Twitter. But like, I think we got something here for Mechty. It might be something good, but it's not good. It's just like fine, which I mean can be fine. Yeah, the Red Bull does not help it. You get the interesting last word variant that we've created, and then it gets smothered by the Red Bull, which is not a good flavor at all. Eh. Well, like I said, Mechty drinks Red Bull. I don't think she's doing it for the flavor. I think she's doing it for the energy. And this boy, with the amount of Red Bull we drank today, and we literally only drank one can, we are energized. So it still works as a Mechty cocktail. I just wish we made a good drink for Mechty. Yeah. Is there even conclusions to draw from this? I don't think so. We learned nothing. We learned that Red Bull doesn't taste particularly good when I already didn't like it. And that Jaeger serves as an herbal for the last word formula. That's basically all we learned today. There's not really much to take away from this stream, but like not every stream has to be like that. I genuinely like I thought about not even streaming today simply because like I didn't really plan out this week very well because it was kind of a tough week at work. And so I wasn't sure what to do, but not every stream has to be a banger. Like I finished Overtake and I like really wanted to talk about that on stream, so that's basically why I wanted. I accomplished that at least, and then also like I did want to try making something good for Mechty, but I don't think we got there. But either way, it was fun. It's always fun to stream. Like I'm glad I did it. I don't regret turning on streams today. So thank you so much for watching. We'll figure out something better to do next week. We'll probably do the elderflower liqueur episode. That might be fun. We'll figure something out. If nothing else, like just having just chatting streams is sometimes great too. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I did enjoy this. Like, I love experimenting with cocktails. I love thinking about it. And hopefully you find it fun to see me, like, think out loud about it. Because this is what I'm doing whenever I'm experimenting with a cocktail alone. I figure it'd be fun to watch it on stream. So, hopefully you found that entertaining some way. And I just appreciate anyone who comes by and chats and listens to me ramble for a while about just random bullshit. So it's fun. It's fun. I'm glad I turned on stream today. Thank you. Just drinking. Yeah. I do want to do a stream where I don't even do that. Like, I mean, I might try like a stream where I just drink soda or something. That was another thing, was like another VTuber introduced me to a good root beer, and so like I might try root beers one day, just non-alcoholic, so I don't like fuck myself up, because I don't want to fuck up my body drinking too much. I have been trying to wean off of it too, so yeah. I think that's a good enough. Hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you tried watching Overtake, because I spent a good half hour just rambling about Overtake. It felt good to get that off my chest. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you next week. Again, I have no idea with what.